Welcome to the Pharma Sales and Tech Podcast. Tune in to stay informed, inspired, and connected with the world of pharma sales.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stefan here from Platforce, and we have another episode with a very delightful guest. So this is an episode for Sales Pharma and Tech Podcast. And today we have Raushan Nurakhatova, who is a pharmaceutical executive, a general director, a lady. Please welcome the guest. And she's working for Ferrer, Kazakhstan. Welcome, Raushan.
Thank you, Stefan, for inviting me in your podcast. I'm very glad and nice to meet you too, Stefan.
I'm very glad. If you wish, all of our guests, they should do a short intro about who they are and what they do. If you wish, you can make one.
Intro about the company?
No, yeah, about the company. What do you do in the company? Like, what sort of...
About me? You mean about me?
Yeah. We care about you as a personality, you know?
Okay, then. Thank you. So I'm working in pharmaceutical companies. I have more than 20 years of experience in the pharmaceutical field in Central Asia and Kazakhstan, especially in my region. I work in several pharmaceutical companies. I start from the bottom level to the up to the top. So I know exactly all work, how pharmaceutical companies in our region operate and how they work. Actually, I can understand the processes that are going in the company as operational manager and as a administrative as an executive. So this is about me. Now I'm working for the Ferrer International. It is this big Spanish pharmaceutical company, Ferrer International, with the headquarters in Barcelona. And we have affiliate here in Kazakhstan that we're working with the neurology product. We have urology and the OTC product here in Kazakhstan.
Because our guys have just been with Platforce, the Reuters Farm event in Barcelona, where you guys are headquartered. Yeah, great event. A lot of big pharma, a lot of interesting news, a lot of omnichannel, multi-channel discussions. It was great. Okay, so can you tell me, have you covered sales strategy in your past jobs?
Yes, of course. I work in a sales as a sales strategy in the marketing strategy, so I cover all this sales and marketing.
Amazing. Okay, so maybe you remember, is there something you want to share, like maybe a successful sales/marketing strategy that you've implemented in the past and it brought maybe good results? Maybe you remember something like that?
Oh, no, I personally like marketing, it's
Yeah.
very interesting work. It's like a whole of the creativity work, and it's like an art. And in every company, you can find something that you did and that was successful. I think for the all managers, especially for the product, for marketing manager, they can remember. From the last episode that we can remember is this difficult time, quarantine for COVID.
Yeah.
So this time I see that we had this very strong quarantine. I know it's affect all of us and in pharmaceutical field also. So was not able to work with the doctors because they all was very busy with this infection going, and we all was locked at our houses and we start to work from home. And in this time, what we are started to do are really work with the digital marketing, because in previous and past time, we also has then digital marketing. We tried to work, try to make this webinar, this online visits, all these things, but we was not so, how to say it was not for us as important as the offline events that we did. And after that, when quarantine started, we experienced a sales drop, and we experiencing people. What is the most affected? It's affect our people, in the company that are started to lose their motivation. They didn't understand how to work, what to do. You can't enter any hospital, you can't reach your doctor. And from this time, we started to work in digital marketing. And I want to tell you that before, what I experienced is in the companies, they are not believing in digital. They not believed in digital marketing. They not believe that it will come with the results. And this was a very, it takes several months, to insist on it, on my people, to insist and to explain them. Even if I was not sure, I will tell you the truth. I was not sure how it will work, but you see, look, there is a thing that you have to do now. You don't have any other choices. So, and we started to create some events. And during this time, it was not only very successful things, but it was teamwork, and we create a several kind of events.
Can you explain more what sort of events? I'm actually really curious, and I think our audience as well. What sort of events did you guys?
It's like webinars.
Okay.
It's more like webinars. We create several type of webinars. If we have, for example, we have the when we are doing it offline, we have these big conferences, we have round tables, we have small doctors, DJMs, that doctors group meetings. So we have these different types that we did in offline, and then we transfer it to online stage. How to say that? To
Okay, yeah,
online,
the
yeah,
online mediums, yeah, okay.
yeah, to medium. And what we didn't make this big conferences, because you can join, the doctors can join to any big conference on that is at that time was going online. We did several big events, big online events, and we did several round tables. It's long to explain, but we did even better than we did offline.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Well, okay.
some of the events, they work even better. And what we see, that doctors, they also was they have this hunger for the information, because
Oh,
all
wow.
what they see for the several months is they was locked in the hospital, and all those disease, all what they see is the COVID, this infection, these patients, and
Hmm.
they wanted to know new thing that is happening in the world. For example, if we would take our region, not all our doctors, I will tell you, most of our doctors, they don't understand English. They are not speaking English. They are speaking Russian. They are speaking local languages like in Kazakhstan, Uzbek in Uzbekistan, in Kyrgyz, they have a Kyrgyz language. So, but a very small portion of them are speaking English. So, and when you have this information in English translated and presented to the doctors, they are online. They are taking it very well. And actually, all the people in the company, they are started to believe in these things, in this online digital marketing, in all these tools, and they started to use it very actively. And even after, when the quarantine is stopped, we started to work offline, because yes, of course, offline is the is the most convenient. And still, maybe I have that old school, but I still think that when you are speaking offline is much better. And doctors and all your clients, they can feel you. They can, it's a different type of the communication, not as online, but still you can have this online. And now what they did, they are combining offline and online work in the as a marketing manager, as a sales people, and it worked very well. It is really things that can, this online digital marketing can
Hmm.
be very helpful for the pharmaceutical company, especially in the future.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think so. Pharma being very conservative. I think in the COVID times there was a big shift to digital marketing,
Yeah.
and it is more efficient because through digital marketing you can do one-to-many discussions, right? You can sort of run a webinar like you guys did, or you can run maybe like a podcast like we do. You can do all these things, well, which bring you closer to your customer, but still there is nothing that could replace personal conversation with a client, with the doctor. So it's best is is to use both strategies, like offline and online. And I was wondering, what, like, how are you using like data analytics to inform these decisions about like our and sales, are they successful, and how do you do that?
Actually, as we are mid-sized company here in Kazakhstan, our affiliate, so
Hmm.
we are not use this, data services from this data analyst companies. What we
Hmm.
are doing, we use the data analysis that are providing to us from the sales figures. All this data is we taking from Viortis. We have this Viortis company that are very active here in CIS countries, in Central Asia region especially, and they are providing us with all the needed information about the sales that are going on in our markets. So what we can do, we can analyze, we have all the data and we are analyzing it by ourselves. We can see the things, and also we have our own internal data. Also,
Okay. Can I ask, what are you using, a CRM or a CLM tool?
we are, you mean for Salesforce?
Yeah, for your Salesforce.
For our Salesforce, we are using as a company, Ferreras providing with the CRM system. Yeah, we are using CRM system.
Okay, but do you have any
Viva.
e-detailing software like CLM, closed loop marketing, so you could show presentations to HCPs?
Yeah, we have, how to say, global.
Mm-hmm.
We have global system for it. No, as I already explained that, and this global system is in English, and the
Oh,
lecture.
that presents challenges, huh? It presents challenges for you to present it to doctors, right? Because it's in
Yes,
English, huh?
yes, that's why we have our own ways and our own tools that we are using here in Kazakhstan and in Central Asia.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay, interesting. So, how do you like, through your career, how do you approach and like manage like customer relationships within, the regulated pharma industry? Because obviously you cannot give gifts to doctors and so on. How do you like build relationships in this industry?
Yeah, the pharmaceutical industry, I think it's a monstrous regulated area in the world, from all the markets. So, and this is right things, it has to be regulated because it's health, it's human life and health. So it has to be regulated. So,
Hmm.
and what we do, I'm sorry, I have all these, interruptions.
It's okay, don't worry.
Okay. So before, well, I started, as you know, I started 20 years ago. Yeah. And it was quite a wild market, but still in that time, we have this ethic code. Every company has their ethic codes and they try to work more ethical as it is possible. And still we have this ethic code that we are working. We cannot give the gift to the doctors. We cannot provide any, things that can be controversial, things to the
Hmm.
doctor. But still, what is the doctors? Doctors is the professional people who are eager to give a health to the patients. They want to give the good outcome for the patient's life and the patient's quality of their life. They want to prolong life. And if you have the products that are meet their expectation, meet their requirements for the space, then you will have this good connection with the doctors. What you have to be very scientific. I think in the future, work of the medical representatives will be very different. The medical representative, year by year, they will have to be a more scientific. They will have to
Mm.
provide more scientifically correct information to the doctors. For us, for example, I don't know how it's work in Europe, but for our region that are Russian speaking, are local languages speaking, that are doctors who is not speaking in English, and I think you will be agree that all the innovation is coming in English language. So if you have this translation and you can provide to the doctors this newest information, then of course you will have this connection, because what doctors, they want to have a good product, they want to have a proof
Hmm.
of the product, that products work. Is a You have to read all this, studies, clinical studies. You have to know all the results. You have to be able to provide this information to the doctors. You have to be able to communicate with them very ethically and on a high scientific level. The more scientific information you are providing, the higher your level as a medical representative, the more attractive you will be for the doctors.
Interesting. So the more knowledgeable you are, obviously better,
Yeah,
right?
more doctors you will attract to yourself. And of course you have to have these soft skills. Of course, this is must have, I think, for all the people who are working in the service market, and the market are providing this information, like a consultancy market. You have to have this sales market. You have to have these soft skills. You have to be impassioned, emotional,
Mm,
you know
that's
for the
correct.
doctor.
Yeah. Not only hard data, but like show empathy, right?
Yes, yes, empathy. Yeah, you have to be very
Empathic. Like, for example, look, I'll tell you a secret. Like, we run this podcast with platforms, which is a CRM, CLM tool, and our goal is to show that our internal like C-level executives, Artyom, Ruslan, our product team, we do have knowledge and we do understand customers, like for example you and others, small mid-sized businesses who actually have certain challenges, like they don't know how to choose a CRM or CLM. They're transitioning into digital marketing and they still need a lot of onboarding about like these webinars or like what is e-detailing. You can imagine, I don't know if you can imagine, but there are still companies we talk to that they don't know, they've never used e-detailing, like digital e-detailing, and it's a revelation for them, so we have to do a lot of education. So we want to look for them as someone who like as empathical leaders who share knowledge, and help them, and with their like sales efforts, with their marketing efforts, with basically bringing the best out of their work. I was wondering, so within, of during the COVID, you had like a shift from like physical to let's say digital marketing. What is your secret? Because I guess you've been quite successful in that. What is your secret of like fostering of building a culture with innovation, experimentation within your like marketing or like your sales team and overall your team?
The secret is that I have a very strong team that are work physical with the doctors that had a high level. I have a high level of medical representative, of the sales manager and the marketing manager as well. And they already had a very strong base. They had a good communication with the doctors. They have this base of the doctors that they are communicating. We have a very nice product. We have a very effective original product for the patients that are worked. That is, some of them are 30 years old and they are working very well for the patients. They are giving a very nice results for the patients. So, after you have this strong team, you have the base of the doctors who are already believing in our products, who are already had an experience working with these products. Then after shifting to digital marketing is easier.
Mm.
Difficult is when you have nothing and you have to start with the digital marketing in this conservative field as a medical healthcare field. Actually, the doctors, what I tell you, most of the doctors, they are very conservative. We
Mm,
have
really? Okay.
this, these doctors, young doctors, and these key opinion leaders who are more innovative. But the general public of the doctors who are working usually in the public, they are very conservative. And if you if you didn't have the, I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, but from my experience, that if you don't have, this base of the doctors already, then it will be easier for you to shift to digital. If you don't have, it will be very difficult.
So you need to gather like these key opinion leaders who are like innovative. It's going to be much easier to shift your team and sort of like persuade all the other doctors who are like conservative, right?
Yes, yes. And for example, if we will take, for example,
Hmm.
and we have these doctors, and even if there is a lot of doctors in one city, but more or less they have this, connections between each other. They have the friends that are friend of another friends of another doctor,
Hmm.
and they are communicated. They meet on the conferences, in scientific conferences, and they have this communication. And if you have some base and you started to work as a digital and you have the successful product, you have the very effective drug for their patients, and then it will grow, you know but it is maybe my personal belief that physical, you have to have this base, the doctors who knows you, who know your product already, and who work with you.
Okay, makes sense. It's like any other maybe challenges that you faced with like this innovation, like
Yes, it's not like we can tell this. This is like a challenge. We have to learn. We have to learn a lot. I have to learn a lot about the digital, about all these new things that are coming, because they are coming one another. And this artificial intelligence come already here. So all these things you have to learn. And now it's not only that you are having your like managerial experience or you have some sales experience, market.
Mhm.
Now you have to have knowledge on this, not the computer science will be like some big, but some of the digital tools, you have to know them. You have to know how to operate in the net. This technical knowledge you have to have. There is, I think it will be for all the people, not only in pharmaceutical field. I think it can
Mhm.
affect all of us.
Because we're running the podcast, I speak to a lot of people and usually innovative leaders in pharma. And I know maybe you've heard of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And I know, for example, one company, pharma company, that they used, so they had an FAQ, frequently asked questions, and they fed to ChatGPT those questions, and then they created a bot which is connected to that FAQ. So when people have like questions about, what do you guys sell, where are you from, yada yada yada, they simply go to the chatbot, they write those questions, and the chatbot answers them like as if it was a human. And it's much better than the chats that worked previously, because again, previously you would just have question answer, but ChatGPT is able to actually sort of adapt your message and give you a better answer. And they've seen an increase in sales because those questions were answered proactively, and you didn't have to schedule calls, you didn't have to go to demos. People felt like free to ask questions, and then if they had a need, they're like, okay, so here's the answer, let me like, sounds like the good product, let me schedule a demo, let me schedule a call with the sales rep. So it helped them a lot in like for with their website, with their communication. So that's one practical use of technology in pharma.
I think that pharma in the future will use it more and more. This ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, I think to make more. The goal is not only to provide the right information, which is the most important, but also to be more personal. I think that the company they can use this artificial intelligence to make it more personal for the doctors. Because when they are enter their, for example, website, now it's like now we are entering a website for any pharmaceutical company. It is like there is some information general. It's like any site, any website you are coming, any company, it's almost the same. It's like
Mm,
some, it's very unpersonal. But if we will be able, I think that in the future, the pharmaceutical company, especially, they will use it to make it more personal for the doctors when they are coming to the, for example, a website, and the artificial intelligence will will know what is the doctor, who is coming to your, who is opening website, and be more personal, give more personal
correct.
information to the doctors.
Correct. Yeah, that's basically what we want to do as well. So like let's say on our website, I'll tell you we have pages where you have information written per position. Let's say your position is executive, then you get this page where we sort of describe what our CRM does and we talk in your language, right? And then if you are a Salesforce effectiveness manager, we have a different page. And we plan to, to create those for, and besides the localization, like for different countries, later Europe and so on, we plan to make it also depending on the company size and other characteristics. So to make it like, the point is not to make it personalized because you cannot, like, you don't really know who that person is exactly. GDPR rules, make sure you don't know, but you can sort of like based on the initial content or the initial conversation you have with them, we can sort of give them like a journey, customer journey, so they know like, what can they see on the site, and what newsletter can they subscribe, and we also know what information to send them to satisfy their informational needs, right? And so this way we are like sort of being very customer centric, and I'm looking forward to see that being more implemented in pharma.
Yeah, I think it will be in the near future. We'll all have maybe near 3, 4, 5 years. It will be different. All this, all the tools will be used by not only pharmaceutical but all the other industry companies.
I have just a few more questions for you. And one of them is like, I really see that you're still like very enthusiastic about new technology and, like the digital marketing. And I was wondering, maybe there is a way how you stay up to date to like latest technologies and tools. And like, how do you guys decide inside your team what to implement, like what to go forward, what to hold back on?
Because all information is open now, it's very
Okay.
easy now to see. And if you are looking at the information that are on your field, for example pharmaceutical, for me now also, I think that all people they are interested in what is happening in digital things, what how the things are developing, like ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, what is new is coming, what is happening in the world. So I think it's very easy, The professional, they can see the not only, for example, artificial intelligence. Yeah, it's good, but all the professional people, they will think somewhere at the same time, think how I can use it, how it could be useful for me, for my work. Any person, I think any person, as you and other persons, not only pharmaceutical, but the doctors who are up to date of all this news, they are always thinking how I can use it, how it can
Okay,
help.
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you want to make it practical, right? Because the technology, like VR, for example, VR used to be the bad boy of technology for a long time, but people didn't know how to use it. It's just you okay. So you have these like games and stuff. Well, how can you use it? Like.
I have teenagers. I have two sons. They are teenagers. They are in it. And my youngest, he's very, and the elder also. I think all the yes now, all the teenagers, they are very intelligent in this field, especially. They have this Xbox, Sony PlayStation, they have this VR things. And, I think they are updating me more. And what I tell you that my younger, he teach me how to use ChatGPT first when it comes, he
I
come
love
with
that.
to me, yeah, and he look, you can use it like that. You can have this app, or you can have it in the computer, and how to use. He teach me because our youngs they have all this information, and I think it's very difficult now not to be updated about the changes. I think this is difficult. You have to be close. and then you will an information you will just be on your for pharmaceutical. We have to be in this innovation. We have to use all these innovations. We have to
Mm,
use it for our purpose. We have to use it for our doctors. So bring them this innovation to our doctors, and this innovative method that they can use that can make easier their work, and then it will be helps to their patients.
okay.
So,
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way how you can stay up to date and keep on growing
yeah,
your sales numbers.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Last question I have. So, look, I see that you're very experienced and I like the way that you treat innovation. So, if there could be one advice that you would give to like pharma companies, maybe who face similar challenges to what you have, let's hear you out.
My suggestions is use it very actively. Use all the innovation that we have. Not be scared. Just use it because it will be very helpful. For you have to when you use it, you have to communicate more effectively with your doctors and through the doctors with your patients. And it is our goal. Actually, goal for all pharmaceutical companies is to bring health and prolong lives for the people, for our patients. So, and through these innovations, we can make it more effectively. We can have more audience. We can show them our factories. We can
Why not?
use these things. And what my suggestion for the companies is to update their websites, make it more personal, give more personal information for the doctors, give them possibility to see how your factory manufacturer plant is working. So I think this will be very effective part of the communication with the doctors. you know
So open up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pharma is conservative, but like you need to open up and be more transparent. Then
yeah,
all this dogma about pharma and all this, pardon me, but hate that pharma gets, that it will disappear because you'll be transparent and you'll show you what you guys are doing, and that there is no magic or secret or something. And I
yeah,
think that's the good advice. Innovation and transparency is a good advice for all pharma out there.
yes, yes, you're right.
Okay, Rashan, thank you so much for this episode. It was amazing. We've learned a lot here. I wish maybe we can meet in a year time when we have a new stage of development. We have GPT 15 maybe,
Yeah.
and we can discuss how we implemented it with platforms and our clients. Maybe you can share something. Thank you for the episode.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for all this interesting conversation and the information also that I learned from you. You know, you are always learn from the people that you are meet.
Yeah, of course, that's 100%.
Thank you very much, and sorry for my English. I think it's not very
Quite good.
advanced, but
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't sweat it. All right. Thank you so much. See
thank
you
you.
sometime. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
You too, Roshan. Bye.
Bye.